Salesforce Slack Consultant exam practice questions with explanations are available in the video for you to study. A global enterprise is deploying Slack across multiple departments. To promote effective collaboration and reduce channel sprawl, what is the best practice approach for managing channel creation and communication workflows? A. Apply a consistent channel naming convention and allow all users to freely create channels. B. Restrict channel creation to department leads and auto-enroll users into predetermined channels. C. Use default channels for each department and restrict additional channel creation to designated admins. D. Require Slack admin approval before any new channel can be created. The answer is C. To prevent channel sprawl and ensure structured collaboration, it's a best practice to use default or mandatory channels, like #department-marketing, #department-sales. So every department starts with the same foundational communication space. Restrict channel creation to designated individuals, such as team leads or admins, to avoid unnecessary or duplicate channels. This method supports channel strategy, 10%, and policies and settings, 22%, by maintaining order and clarity across the Slack workspace. To ensure high engagement and knowledge retention during a live Slack onboarding session for new users, which experiential learning strategy is most effective? A. Facilitate an interactive, hands-on workshop where users practice Slack workflows in real time with trainer guidance. B. Share a comprehensive reading guide on Slack features for users to study after the session. C. Conduct a demonstration-only session with no user interaction, focusing on expert use of Slack. D. Focus the session on complex Slack features not commonly used by beginners to future-proof their knowledge. The answer is A. Experiential learning is most effective when participants are actively engaged. A hands-on workshop encourages real-time participation, builds confidence with the platform, helps users immediately apply what they've learned, aligns with adult learning principles that prioritize learning by doing. This approach directly supports the learning and enablement exam objective, ensuring new users gain comfort and proficiency through guided, practical experience. As part of a pre-migration cleanup process, how should a Slack consultant handle user accounts that are actively involved in critical, ongoing projects to ensure minimal disruption? A. Remove all users inactive in the last 7 days to simplify the migration. B. Set up dedicated Slack workspaces for each active project. C. Migrate only project leads and leave supporting team members on the old platform temporarily. D. Prioritize these users for migration and ensure a smooth transition into the new Slack workspace. The answer is D. When migrating to Slack, users who are part of active, mission-critical projects must be prioritized to maintain continuity of communication and collaboration, avoid disruption in time-sensitive workflows, ensure that teams can continue operating without switching between platforms. This strategy supports the delivery and migration objective by balancing system cleanup with business continuity and user experience during migration. A small business is preparing to implement Slack across its organization. To support user adoption and long-term success, what should be a core component of their rollout communication plan? A. Make a quick announcement during a team meeting and let users explore Slack on their own. B. Develop a phased rollout plan that includes timelines, adoption goals, training resources, and support channels. C. Transition all team communication to Slack instantly, without prior onboarding. D. Delegate all communication about Slack adoption to external consultants, without input from internal leadership. The answer is B. A structured communication plan that includes a phased rollout, clear objectives, training and support resources, engagement from internal champions, ensures users understand why Slack is being adopted, how to use it, and where to go for help. This approach promotes confidence, engagement, and long-term success, which are central to the learning and enablement focus of the exam. When developing a vision statement to guide a client's Slack implementation, what is the most important aspect to include to ensure it supports long-term success? A. Highlight Slack's specific technical features that the client finds interesting. B. List all currently available Slack integrations the client could use. C. Align the vision with the client's overarching business goals and strategic objectives. D. Focus on the projected growth in Slack user count across the client's organization. The answer is C. A strong vision statement should reflect the client's business goals, such as improving cross-functional collaboration, accelerating decision-making, or enhancing team productivity. Ensure that Slack is being implemented not just as a tool, but as a strategic enabler. Serve as a North Star for decision-making during design, rollout, and governance. This falls directly under the discovery objective of the exam, which emphasizes understanding client needs and aligning Slack with their organizational strategy. During the final phase of a Slack migration, some employees express hesitation about adopting the new platform. What is the most effective way to address their resistance and encourage adoption? A. Dismiss the resistance, as pushback is inevitable in any transition. B. Enforce strict consequences for employees unwilling to use Slack. C. Share only positive information about Slack and avoid discussing any possible drawbacks. D. Engage in open communication to understand their concerns, provide reassurance, and offer ongoing support. The answer is D. Employee resistance is a normal part of change management, but ignoring it can damage adoption. The most effective response is to listen empathetically to concerns, acknowledge challenges honestly, provide additional support such as training, office hours, or FAQ sessions. Reinforce why Slack is being adopted and how it supports both individual and organizational goals. This aligns with the Learning and Enablement exam objective, which emphasizes successful user onboarding and continuous support. A marketing agency wants to optimize its internal collaboration using Slack. Which type of workflow is best suited for management within Slack's collaborative workspace? A. running and coordinating marketing campaigns, including assigning tasks, tracking progress, and hosting brainstorming discussions. B. Managing highly confidential client contracts and sensitive financial data directly in Slack channels. C. Storing and organizing large media files for client use within Slack. D. Hosting informal chats to promote team morale, without focusing on project execution. The answer is A. Slack is best utilized for campaign coordination, using dedicated channels, e.g., #launch-campaign-sept. Task management. Integrated tools like Asana, Trello, or Slack's Workflow Builder. Real-time collaboration. For brainstorming, sharing quick updates, or making fast decisions. While Slack supports collaboration, confidential data handling, choice B, and media storage, choice C, are better suited for secure document management systems like Salesforce, Google Drive, or Box. Slack is also great for team culture, choice D, but the primary value lies in enabling real-time, work-centric workflows. This fits under grid design and channel strategy, as it showcases effective use of Slack's workspace and organizational tools. A company is planning to adopt Slack as its new internal communication platform. What is considered a best practice to ensure successful adoption and minimize disruption during the transition? A. Roll out Slack company-wide all at once without advance notice or user training. B. Use Slack initially only for informal communication and exclude official work tasks. C. Launch a pilot in a single department, collect feedback, refine the approach, and then roll it out gradually with proper training. D. Give early access to Slack only to executive leadership, delaying access for other employees. The answer is C. A phased rollout using a pilot program is a proven best practice for identifying adoption challenges early, gathering feedback from real users, refining training materials and Slack workspace design, building internal champions who can support organization-wide rollout. This method aligns perfectly with both the delivery and migration and learning and enablement objectives of the exam, helping drive adoption smoothly and strategically. A team member is having trouble locating important past messages in a high-traffic Slack channel. What is the most effective and efficient guidance to help them retrieve the information? A. Instruct them to use Slack's advanced search filters, such as keywords, date ranges, and usernames, to locate specific messages. B. Suggest that they scroll manually through the entire message history of the channel. C. Recommend they repost their question in the channel instead of looking for old information. D. Advise them to leave and rejoin the channel to reset their message view. The answer is A. Slack's powerful search functionality allows users to search by keywords, users, channels, or date ranges. Use advanced filters like from, at username, in, hashtag channel, before, and after. Find relevant messages and files quickly without unnecessary manual effort. This directly supports end-user enablement and aligns with the policies and settings objective by promoting effective use of Slack's built-in capabilities. A healthcare organization with strict privacy and compliance regulations is adopting Slack. What grid design approach best supports their need for secure and compliant communication? A. Design a Slack grid with mostly public channels to promote transparency and easy access. B. Emphasize private channels and strict access controls to comply with privacy and regulatory requirements. C. Eliminate all integrations and bots to prevent any risk of data leaks or compliance violations. D. Restrict channel creation and management exclusively to senior leadership within the grid. The answer is B. Healthcare organizations must ensure confidentiality through private channels, controlled membership and permissions to limit access to sensitive information, compliance with standards such as HIPAA or similar regulations. While integrations can be allowed, they must be vetted carefully, so choice C is too extreme. This strategy fits the grid design and policies and settings objectives by balancing collaboration with security and compliance needs.